Good morning. Myself, Professor K.N. Somaunshi from Kikewak Institute of Engineering, Education and Research. Today we will see Introduction to Database. Everyone know the database. A database consists of multiple relation. For example, table, there are table consists of columns and rows. So there are the relation in between that. Information about an enterprise application is broken into the parts, with each relation storing the one part of the information. For example, in banking system, we segregate the different rows and column. Okay, there are different information, and we broken that information into the parts. Database, it is a very important in the information technology. It's support for the backend. Okay, mean that for the website design, it plays a very important roles. Then also in the project development, it also plays the very important roles. Currently, in updation, uh, we perform the different algorithm database. Mean that related to the subject data science, big data, Oracle. Uh, then also it is a use in the various sector. For example, in the railway line, while booking the ticket, uh, we need to maintain all the data. I mean that how to transfer the data from the one location to the another location. Data, what is the data? Now we see the what is the data. Data is plural of datum, that is a single piece of information, and data is a set or group of information. Also, we can say that data refer to all the single items that are stored in a database, either individual or as a set. Data in database is a preliminary store in the database table. For example, if you want to add the one record, that is called as a database data. For example, if you want to insert the one name of the any particular organization or any student, that is called as a data. uh, that data we organize into the column that include the data types and store the therein. Okay, so this is a we can say that data. Then what is a database? Database consists of the multiple relationships. You can say that multiple relation. It is a collection of the different types of interrelated data. Information about an enterprise is broken up into the parts. Each relation storing the one part of the information. For example, account, information about the accounts, all the accounts, that is a saving account, current account. Okay, then sorry, all employee account. Also example of a depositor, which customer owns which account. Also information about the customer, information about the customer, different types of the customer. Say that saving customer, current customer. Okay, so this is called as a database. Once again I repeat, database is consists of the multiple relation. Information about an enterprise is broken up into the parts, with each relationship storing one part of the information. Okay, so this is about the data and database. Now we'll see the what is a DBMS. DBMS means that database management systems is a software used to perform the different operation like addition, access, updating, deleting of the data, like adding your name in the database for an online retail store has a customer. A database management system act as a backbone of database and make the using a database cakewalk, as it make the access and management of the data a lot easier. Okay, for example, if you have the large number of the data set, then there is a need to manage your data. How we can insert, how we can delete, and how we can update your data. For example, website. Okay, considering the Facebook website, we can delete your account. We can delete uh, information about your friends. You can add your friends. Okay. Uh, it, Also, we can. It is a set of the interrelated data and the set of the program to access the data. It contains the information about a particular enterprise or organization. It also provides the environment which is the convenient and efficient to use. There are different parts of the database are filled different types of the data, that is a number or text. Okay, that is a field. Okay, so remember that different types of the fields are there. Okay, uh, number and or text. Second part is that record, group of different fields. For example, group of the name of employee. For example, name of the one organization, name of the different organization, name of different department. Okay, so this is a called as the records. Mean that multiple table are there. Then queries, method to manipulate the data. Queries means that we type the some statement to access your information from the database. Okay, that is called as a query. Okay, for example, we give the real life example when we dial the number on the mobile number, okay, of your friends. We can say that we query it, and we connect with your friends using the query. Similar way in the database, we fire the query. For example, select the star from table. Mean that we get the uh, all the record related to that particular table. Select the star from the table name. Okay, for example, table name is a employee. In that we get all the related data about the employee. The next one, reports, that is a parts of the database. Outcome of the manipulated data mean that your result. When we fire the query, then we get the result. That is a in terms of the your uh, database, or in terms of the your single queries, in terms of the your multiple queries. Okay, so this is called as a DBMS, that is a database management systems. Next one is the different types of the database. Uh, there are different types of the database. Uh, First one is that relation database. Uh, Second one is that hierarchical database. Third one is that network database. And last one is that object oriented database. Now we'll see the relation database. The first thing to know is that database which we deal with the most. For example, SQL is a based on the relational database. The easiest way to put the relational database is they store the data in form of tables. Okay, which are related to each other. Okay, mean that is called as a relation database. The relation database model works on the concept of the storing the data, where data is represented by the tuples. Okay, for example, your row information, we can say that it is a tuple, and a group into the relation. It may be the occur to you what are tuples. Group means that multiple rows. For example, if you want to record about the two customer, that is a group of tuple. A tuple is defined as a finite order list of element. To define this in a simple language, a tuple is actually row in the table of the database. Okay, so this is called as a relation database. It consists of the tuple information interrelated each other. Next one, uh, so this is an example of the relation database. This is an example about the library. Uh, Look at this. In this example, two tables are connected by the book number, which act as a key between the two tables. Here you can see the two tables are related to each other or share the relation defined using book number. Okay, here is the book number and share the information using the book number. So each table is related to certain types of the data, and thus the table related all the various data types present inside it. Okay, so this is an example about the relation database library. The next one is the hierarchical database. That is the types of the database. The hierarchical database are actually database which follow the tree-like structure. So here is the tree-like structure. Just imagine a family hierarchy tree. Maybe open. This is a kind of the family. That is a one parent dividing into the multiple children. It maybe look like the picture below. So this is a car is the parent, and engine is the children, and body is the children. Okay. Also, there are two children of the body, cabin and the chassis. Okay. So this is a structure of the your car. Okay. That is the example of the hierarchical database. Next one is the network database. Uh, Network database means that it is an interrelated connection in between the different network. Okay, that is called as a network database. For example, at a time we can access the database from the multiple PC. Okay, so this is a called as a network database. Okay, so please remember this. This is about the network database. Object-oriented database. In object-oriented database, for example, there are a name of the book. Okay, we segregated that name of the book and we access the your book using the object name. That is here the book name is the ABC. Okay, so this is a called as a object-oriented database. Next one, function of the DBMS. To store the data in the database, uh, to organize the data, to control the access of the data, and to protect the data in data that is a provided data security. Okay, to store the data in the database. For example, to storing the data in the database, we uh, use the different commands of the database. I mean that it is a very easiest way to store the data in the database. One of the DBMS functionality is creating and managing the complex structure required for the data storage, thus revealing you from the difficult tasks of defining the programming, the physical data characteristics. Okay, the modern DBMS system provides the storage not only for the data but also for related data entry forms of or screen definition, report definition, data validation, and the procedure code and structure of the handle. Okay, there are different ways we store the database. The next one is the organize the data. Okay, we organize the data in the different manner. For example, within uh, database mm, query system, we organize the your data. To organize the data, to means that we segregate your data in the different parts. Okay, so this is a call as a to organize the data. The next one is that um, uh, to control the access of the data. We can also say that to control the access of data means that multi-user access control. Multi-access control is another important database function to provide the data integrity and data consistency in the DBMS. That is called as the access of data. DBMS use the sophisticated algorithm to ensure that multiple user can access the database concurrently without compromising in the integrity of the database. So this is called as the control access of the data to protect the data, to provide the data security. Security management is another important function of the database management system. The DBMS create a security system that enforces the user security and privacy. Security rule determine which user can access the database and which data items each user can access and which data operation. Uh, for example, a data operation like the read, add, delete, and modify, the user can perform. Okay, this is important in the multi-user database system. So this is a we can say that to protect the data and provide the data security. There are another function that is a multi-user interface. So previously I have discussed about this multi-user interface. Control redundancy mean that we maintain a duplicacy, redundant data, mean that duplicate data. Okay, that is called as the control redundancy. Integrity control mean that we provide a security to the your database. Uh, Data integrity management is another important function in DBMS. It promote and enforce the integrity rules, thus minimizing the data redundancy and maximizing the data consistency. Okay, so this is called as the data integrity. Okay, uh, the data relationship stored in the data dictionary are used to enforce the data integrity, ensuring the data. Okay, sorry, continue with this. Service to promote the data independency, security. We provide the authorization and the protection, concurrency, and the recovery control, and the data storage retrieval, uh, retrieval, uh, user access catalog, transaction support, authorization services, and support of the data communication. Example of the database, numeric and textual database. For example, in banking, numeric database means that your transaction detail, that is called as a numeric database, and textual database means that your loan agreement. Okay, that is called as a textual database. There's multimedia database, for example, film industry. It is a very used in the to select your a different part of the uh, multimedia technology. Geographical information system, that is a GIS. Okay, that is a, for example, in the we keep the track of the all the geographical record and store the your information in the database. Data warehouse, for example, industry in the large company, for example, Airtel company, Idea company, there are the huge data. Similar way in the railway industry, there are views data, real-time and active database. For example, train, plane, DBMS. Okay, active database we use in the real time. Mini world and some part of the real world about the which data is stored in the database. Disadvantages of the file processing systems. First disadvantage is that data redundancy and inconsistency. Data redundancy means that occur due to the duplication, mean that we need to implement the duplicate entry from your database. That is called as the data redundancy. Inconsistency means that, for example, we fire the any query, that query not give the your accurate information. That is called as the inconsistency. For example, if you want to communicate with the employee by the email, then it will be email message to the old as well as new address. Combining all these database involve the redundancy as well as inconsistency. Difficulty in accessing the data. It doesn't allow you to access the data in the convenient and efficient way, as it was placed in the different location. So different application program required to access those data. For example, department wanted to access the info of student from the city Nashik. Then the program will be written for such application later if department require it from the another form such as a city year, then another program will be written. Okay, so this is a difficulty in the programming. Data isolation means that sorry, data is scattered in different files, location, format. Then writing new application program for the retrieving the tedious tasks. Data integrity. The database must satisfy the some inconsistency construction. That is the accuracy. For example, in patient database, there should be the limit of the for storing the X-ray result of a minimum of 5 years before it can be deleted for easy access and accuracy. Okay, so this is a very important parts that is called as the data integrity. Atomicity problem. If any transaction in the process, some failure occur, then it should be fully executed or not, so that it can be in consistent state. For example, if you withdraw some money from the ATM, for example, some failure get occur, then your money will be automatically deposited in your transaction. If transaction in process from the sending money from the X account to Y account, if failure occur, then X and Y should be get transfer or not is a major problem. Concurrent access problem mean multiple mean that multiple transaction perform at a time. For example, your two friends are there, same friend perform the same transaction at same time. So this is called as a concurrent accessing problem. Okay. Then security problem. Data should be secure against the unauthorized access and prevent from the some malicious attack, which is not possible in the file processing. In that, there is a need to apply the some intrusion detection technique, use the some firewall to protect your database, and we can use the algorithm, security data algorithm, to secure your database. Okay, so these are the another advantages of RDBMS over the file processing: independence, data, centralized control, security, performance, improve strategy, reduce the data redundancy, improve data integrity, easier modification and updating data, program event dependency. Okay, so these are the related advantages of database management system. So today we will stop here, and we will in the so in this way we have completed this basic concept of the database management system. Thank you.